Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hope you're doing well. Now, Myron Gaines had a conversation with Sneeko where he was saying that everyone is a guest, and it was a really strange conversation. And a lot of the white nationalists and the specific Christian white nationalists are trying to turn back the clock and trying to undo the rope that has been roped, as they say. Right? It's been twisted, it's been secured, it's been braided, however you want to phrase it. The American fabric is different today than it was in the 17th century. And this user named Zoomer, he writes, Americans are European, only Europeans can be American. Like Australia, Canada, and New Zealand, America was founded by and for Europeans. Everyone else is a barely tolerated guest. What I find really grotesque about such a phrase is it totally ignores the indigenous population. Now, I was never one of those, oh, everything is colonialism, but when you look at how evil it is to just dehumanize non-whites that were already living on this continent, to call them savages like Matt Walsh does and everything, you're like, man, you guys are pretty evil. Those Christians that arrive, you guys really do sound quite demonic, that you arrive on a landmass where there's already families, a different culture, and say, because your culture ain't like mine, you're not human, and we're gonna found something different here. We're gonna make everything changed, and we're gonna erase you through history. You'll be a footnote, and we're gonna make this a racial empire. Because Australia has indigenous people, so does Canada, and America had the tribes, and they were killed. There was germs, obviously, different arrivals of whatnot, of different diseases that took out quite a lot of people. But kind of like that book, Guns, Germs, and Steel. Kind of talk about that by Jared Diamond, I believe his name was. I have that book. But the point is that America today, what is it? It's a race, but at the same time, it is just paperwork when you think about it. Because you'll see people, like, I didn't screenshot it, but there was a German girl who was like, I want to have refugee status in America, and then the white guys were inviting her, oh yeah, come to America, and it's like, wait a minute, you're German though. And then there was a Filipino chick who was like, I've become American, I got my citizenship papers, and they're like, welcome to America, you're American now. And then you have people be like, oh, well, you can't really be American because you're not white. And PBD got told this to his face, which was honestly pretty funny, because he dunks on Iran all the time, and he's so much of a cheerleader for America that it's kind of creepy in a way, because it's almost like he doesn't see the rot and the decay in the culture, and it's strange to see somebody just dunk on their homeland and kind of wish they were white in a way. It's strange. And he calls himself a Syrian or whatever, but it's odd. And he lectures citizens about how good we have it, and he's just a really big corporate slimeball. But the point is that no, we're not guests in the country we're born. America was the red man's land, and then it was the blacks, and then the Anglo-Saxons, British, all them. Then the Italians and Irish came, and Italians are not Anglo-Saxon. Okay? And you just look at the waves of immigrants and how America has always had a close relationship with Mexico. And things are different now. We got Cubans, we got Puerto Ricans, because Hawaii and Puerto Rico are American territories. I believe Guam is too. And the Alaskan natives are still there, and Alaska is an American territory. They are not white. They are not European. Their ancestors have always been there. What are you talking about? So America's like, hey, we got Hawaii, look how pretty it is. And then you have the Hawaiian natives there, which they're getting lower in number, because a lot of wealthy people buy up the land and whatnot. But Puerto Ricans, they're American, but they have their ethnicity. So again, these people with their white supremacy, are really obsessed with skin shade. And on Judgment Day, your skin shade is not going to be relevant. It's going to be your deeds, what you did for others. And you're going to be held accountable for the things you said and did, how you earned your wealth, how you spent your wealth, all that. And so it's stupid. It really is absurd to have this sort of fetish for your skin shade and be like, I'm more special because I'm pale. And as well, if they're Arab supremacists, black supremacists, whatever it is, I think it's just nonsensical. I remember there was a Rick and Morty episode where the pointy nipple people were fighting the people who didn't have nipples or something. Or they were just flat nipples. And how absurd that is. Again, it's retarded to fight over race. And race realism, it's not going to really work in this century. It's just not. We have global travel. We have interracial marriage is here to stay. You're not going to be able to make it illegal. You're not going to be able to stop it. And the fact that you would think you're better than someone when you didn't have a choice of what race you were is absurd. Patently absurd. And America is an economic zone, pretty much. And there are so many different pockets of culture, and that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it fun. If these people could go to Kentucky, North Dakota, Wyoming, and have their little racist compounds, but they're not. Many of them do live in, I would argue, blue states or red cities where there's still a lot of diversity. And I know that they make jokes about, oh, we want to live as far away from blacks, and we want to be able to have a commute that's not too far to go away. But it's just strange how you're trying to erase every other ethnicity and race that comes over here and has contributed and still contributes to this day. It's just a waste of time. No, a Chinese person who's ethnically Chinese and is born into America is not a barely tolerated guest. If you are third generation, fourth generation, black from Haiti or Ghana or Kenya, you're not a barely tolerated guest. You're here and that's it. So, again, being pale, and it's also, if you remember when I was reading the Niccolo Machiavelli book, the history of Italy, how much they used to fight with each other, how much the Greek city-states would fight with each other as well. And then, the English and the French really just were like, we're gonna get out of you. It's strange that these people think being white somehow means there's this white unity. What does it mean to be white? You can't sit here and tell me that an Irish person is the same as an Italian culturally. Not in cuisine, not in music, not even in landscape. Absurd. You're going to tell me that a pale person from Denmark is the same as someone from Sicily? No. I mean, we're all humans, but the culture is different. And we don't look at each other and say, well, you're pretty pale, so that means we got to stick out for each other, the white man. No. So, be careful out there, because your heart can become hard, and if you're looking at non-whites as guests in your country, that is absurd. Not a good way to be spiritually. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and guide us. Ameen.